Hey everyone, so I'm out here in the mangroves doing an intro for a video, and we're talking about audio. And your audio could sound like this.
First black-nosed shark.
Or your audio could sound like this.
First black-nosed shark.
It's all about audio basics, and that's what we're talking about today. Okay, and just as a reminder, we're doing this whole video with just a simple GoPro. We're hooking it up with microphones. I have lots of them placed all over the place to get footage for us. But as long as you know the basics, you're gonna be golden. Now, the first thing to remember is that when you're watching a movie, you're not only just watching it, you're also watching and hearing it. Audio often gets overlooked when people start making videos because they think it's not important, yet it's about half the sensory experience. With today's cameras, the video quality is fantastic. What'll set your film apart is to have some good audio. So in this video, I want to show you the basics. I'll walk you through a couple different setups, their costs and best practices in each, and then if you're going to be recording VO, I'll show you that too. Where you shoot is really important. Now, ideally, if you're recording an interview or anybody else on camera, you want the quietest possible scenario. That means next to a highway, in the surf, near an airport, near construction sites are not good. Also, bare rooms tend to echo a lot. Now, while the pros may use sound dampening foam that looks like this or that, I have a lot of that around, you can also use a whole room full of stuff. That tends to work pretty well. And obviously where we're filming today is not the ideal situation because you have all these pumps and it's super loud. So it's going to be a challenging recording situation. So here, let me show you what we got. I'm going to show you 3 different recording setups. First of all, we're choosing a location now where we can shut the doors and isolate ourselves. And basically the 3 things I'm going to talk about today are recording from an on-camera microphone. One step up from that is recording from an exterior microphone that's plugged into your camera. And then the third one is basically going to be using a remote recorder, basically something that's an external unit, and then recording on the camera and syncing those 2 up later. So 3 different methods. Now the first method is going to be recording from an internal microphone. So you can see I have GoPros set up all around here. This GoPro doesn't have a case, so I'm recording on the internal microphone on the GoPro, and it works okay if you're standing really close and you're talking straight to it. So the disadvantage of an internal microphone is that if you're any distance away from it, it's not going to sound that good. You see, so if I'm standing way back here, then it doesn't sound quite as good. And that brings us to the second method. The second method is taking an extra microphone and plugging it into your camera. So I'm going to show you what Jonas has. Now he's not recording on a GoPro right at the moment because we're running short of GoPros. Okay, here, let's plug in this microphone. So this is an external microphone. This is a Shure microphone that is wired all the way down here to the camera. You see that? And the audio that you're picking up is from that, and it sounds pretty good. It actually sounds a lot better than the internal microphone, even on a camera like this. Now the trick is, this is a shotgun microphone, so if I talk to this camera, the microphone is not picking me up as well. So you still have to be conscious of turning towards the camera and talking like that, right? Now the alternative, you can also plug in a wireless lavalier system. So here, plug that one in, Jonas. So Jonas has now got the wireless lavalier unit on. I have it hooked up right here, and it's actually recording everything I'm saying, and I don't have to be hooked to the camera. I can actually turn around all different directions, and it's recording just the same. So if I walk all the way back here, Jonas is able to capture what I'm saying just as easily. So that's the method we actually shoot with most of the time. It's one step up, but a really, really great investment to have. Okay, now just as a quick note, the placement of the lavalier microphone is really important. So as you can see, I have it in the center of my chest. Because I'm wearing a t-shirt, I actually have it clipped way up here. The ideal place, in the place that audio gurus will tell you to put it, is right in the center of your sternum. But wherever you put it, don't clip it way off to the side on your shirt collar, because as you turn your head, it'll change the audio levels a lot. Now the last system is basically recording on 2 different units and syncing them up in post. So Jonas here, why don't you hand me the Shure microphone? Now the nice thing about this shotgun microphone is it can act as an external recorder. This whole unit right now is recording onto a little SD card. So what I'll do is I'll record on here, and then I'm recording on that camera, and I'll sync it up later. In this setup where we're filming the sharks, we're actually going to be filming inside this flume, and I'll just run it live, all right? The GoPro is now going into the tank. Here we go. Suction cup onto the bottom. Okay. Now we're going to have a shark in here in just a little bit. Obviously, there's no way that I would be able to record through this tank, the audio, but Jonas can record from his external microphone. Okay, I hope that kind of filled you in on the 3 different basic ways that you can set up your audio system. Here's a quick review. On-camera mics are okay if you're really close. One step up is to record on an external mic plugged into your camera. Alternatively, you can record on an external unit. A Zoom recorder is very common, but this could actually be as simple as just your phone with a small lavalier plugged into it. Okay, now let's talk about recording voiceover. There's 2 ways to do it, I feel. One is recording it out in the field with whatever microphone you have. It could be a lav, it could be a boom, something like that. Or, what usually happens is you're recording the voiceover after the fact in the editing process, and you want it to sound better than the audio out in the field. So you're gonna do it in a dedicated voiceover setup. So, let me show you what we do. This is our prop closet with all of this soundproofing costume around. And here is the actual setup where we record our voiceover. So what you can see here is I have a Zoom microphone right here, which I have pointed directly at where I'm going to be talking. I have a pop filter right here to keep my P's and T's from hitting the microphone. And the other thing I do is I will set up just like so. And I will have the script that I'm going to be reading in front of me, and I'm going to make sure that I'm actually talking away from the mic. So this microphone is pointed right at my mouth, but I'm talking away from it. And the reason for that is when you have P's and you have T's, there's quite a bit of air that comes out of your mouth, and what you want is to make sure that's not hitting the microphone. So this is something that you can get fairly cheaply. You can also build it yourself with a nylon sock wrapped around a clothes hanger. I think it's actually a fairly simple setup. When you go to a recording studio, they're gonna have these sound insulating foams all over in a stand that's like kind of in the middle, like a sound booth. But it doesn't have to be like that. Your closet works just as well. Okay, that's the basics. Hope you got something out of it. If you have any more specific questions, leave them in the comment section below between myself and Jonas and anybody else watching this video. Hopefully we can answer your question, and yeah, good luck getting good audio for your videos.